once they get through that, I feel that is actually love, and they see and trust and have respect for me as a healer and as a mentor, because they know Tanya's going to tell me the truth. She's not going to withhold something. She's going to speak that truth. And I feel these are the people that we're going to thrive with. If we have a mentor this way, or if I have clients and friends that are this way and family, I feel supported and loved as well. And if we're surrounding ourselves with people who we call family, but they don't really honor us or see us or show us honor and respect, and they shame us and guilt trip us, that is actually enslavement. And some of the worst enslavement on the planet is happening in families today. And so if we can kind of look at it, I see it very gangster mentality. Like I look at gangsters, you know, like the gangster mentality, or like Ian said last week on the show, he called it the tribal mentality. And I feel when it's a misaligned tribe or a misaligned gang, there's usually a gang leader or a tribal leader, and they silence the rest of them unless they give them permission to speak, and that's only if they allow it. But if it's aligned and it's an aligned family unit, then all souls have the right to speak truth, and they welcome the truth, and they know that the truth will help the tribes really thrive. Rather than when we silence and shame each other, we actually shut our evolution down, and we actually cause destruction to our own cells in our body. Like when I say all the family members are chowing down on food, but no one's speaking truth, they're hurting their own body. Rather than speak truth, we stuff our emotions with food. If we can start to speak truth more, we don't need to do that. And this will change the cells of our body, and this will change the dynamic of our family. Our family units will thrive because we'll show up for each other, we'll see each other, we'll honor what we see, and we'll speak truth. And this is what the planet needs to do, because humanity, if we look at the global tribe, this is like unity consciousness. Unity consciousness, it is time for us to come together and to wake up and self-realize, because when we can do that, we can show up for each other. We can see each other, no matter what our spacesuit looks like. If I'm black, white, brown, if I'm a woman, a man, if I'm tall, short, thin, heavy, it doesn't matter. But we show up and we see each other and we honor the soul of each other. And we know that we're all connected. So this planet, if all the bees die, for example, we're fucked, because the bees are very much helping us to survive by pollinating everything. And this is something like, if people want to watch the movie Avatar again and really pay attention to how important that film is, what it's saying, that it is an absolute possibility that humans could overconsume a planet and overtake to where that planet will have to shake them off or they will destroy it. And so I feel we're getting a lot of messages right now, like what I'm getting in my dreams is that Earth Mother is talking back. She's rumbling and churning because she's giving warnings. We're seeing droughts and weather changes and things. That's always gone on the planet, but it's gone on in very strategic ways to bring balance back. And so I feel if we can see how we can change that in ourselves, like Cindy doing that change for herself and becoming empowered, and her changing and coming into a more authentic space, most freaking important things she could do in her life. And the family that are meant to be there with her and support her on that journey will show up. And if they're not the ones you were born to, keep rising anyways. Because sometimes, in my case, not many of those family members rose with me. So if I waited for them all to get it, I stay heavy. That is not what the planet needs. It needs, humanity needs more of us to wake up and to come into our alignment and to lead with courage and power and walk our spiritual truth. This is all that you need to do with your life. If you keep it simple, we all, put so much pressure from the ego. It's like, what do I have to be when I grow up? And, what am I supposed to do with my life? And, what would make me successful? The most important thing you each have to do, be authentic. Simple as that. Be authentic. Live authentically. That's it.
And Cindy's saying, that was the perfect message for me. I laughed, cried, and received much insight. Thank you.
Awesome. I love it when I can give them the laugh, cry energy. Yeah. It's awesome. So I'm glad. And I really hope that me sharing my side helps you to realize that you could get to a place one day where you are so empowered. Like, I'm speaking on this internet show. Who knows how many people will see this? Technology can be fascinating, and this could travel. You guys could all get on there and share this video, and then someone else shares that video and they share it, and it goes out, and it just comes, becomes viral, where everyone gets to hear this message. And look at the courage. There was a time where I was terrified to talk out loud in a circle. Like, we're in a group with like other shaman women. And I've been to so many circles that were with misaligned leaders that really kind of energetically shut people down. Like, don't you dare show up and show me that you're smarter than me, because you're supposed to come here and get the answers from me. And what's interesting is that is the opposite of what I feel like we're here for. And when people come to my circles and we do our gatherings, our soul sister circles, our empowering empath mentorships, that's a big struggle for them in the beginning. And I know why, because they've been so conditioned to just shut up and just do what they're told. And in the circles, when they show up with me and I see everyone being silent, when there's something out of alignment being done, I will meet with them the next time, be like, what's going on? What was going on last week, guys? And they're like, what? And I'm like, why didn't anyone speak? I could feel every one of you feeling something. You wanted to speak. Oh, I didn't want to hurt anyone's feelings. I didn't want to step on anyone's toes. I didn't want to, take your lead or anything, Tanya, like it's your thing. I'm like, no, this is what we need to change. We need to see each other showing up as leaders, showing up together. Like, that we all have this potential to be aligned and wise and have leadership. And in my circles, that's the way I see the women. I see them as leaders, potential leaders. They may not see that yet, but it's there. And if we start showing up for each other and honoring each other like that, we'll help each other blossom. And if we show up and we just want to have a bunch of followers, like if I just wanted to have a bunch of minions that would just obey my command, I could do that. I see people doing it all around me, like all around me, whether, different realms, whether it's business or the healing community, or I see it in religion, the government. I mean, the education systems, it's everywhere. There's a potential to become a follower or to be the leader of minions anywhere you go. But there's no satisfaction in it. I watch the people leading in that way. They're never at ease. They always seem anxious. The people who go around them never seem totally at ease or empowered, because they always kind of feel something's off, and like they just feel like weak and that they're vulnerable, but they can't quite put their finger on why they feel weak. And this is what we need to shift, because if we want to help this planet shift in a better direction, it's going to start with us. It's going to start with each one of us taking accountability and ownership over our own life. And that is the recipe for joy. If you want to be happy, it is not about having a mansion or having the greatest fashion or the fastest car. That is all complete bullshit. It is about having authenticity. It's about knowing that when you show up in your day, that you are 100% you, and you're being honest, you're being aware, awake, you're connecting with life. When I see people, like I say, chasing the carrot, that's that thing where like you're walking down the hall and there's people I see that they're like, oh, hey, Tanya, how you doing? And I go to respond and they're gone. They don't really care. They just wanted to say it to be polite. And then there's, the way I truly live, this is where people see Tanya's flow, and sometimes they get frustrated with Earth time, because they're like, oh, you need to be here at this certain time, and we got this certain agenda, and we got to stick to the plan. But then I live my life where if I'm walking and someone connects, hey, how are you doing? Oh, how are you doing? And I stop, look them in the eye, connect, make that connection, care about what they have to say, really listen to it, honor them. I have clients, Tanya, do you have a minute to chat? Absolutely. And I'm not charging for all that. This is connection time. And there are times when they need just to call and say, hey, I'm kind of struggling in this way. Do you have a little advice or a minute where I can just express myself and just be authentic? And I love that, because I feel like that is what helps them heal, and it's what helps them feel loved and connected. And it also is a gift to me. When I am assisting others, I thrive and I feel fulfilled. And when they are getting that assistance, they are thriving and they're fulfilled. And so it's a very, there's this beautiful synergy there that we both help each other's lives be better. And that's from connection. It's from being authentic. It's not from, having the nicest car and the nicest outfit and being a complete bitch to somebody. Like, I've watched people just be so hateful. And the sad thing is, from my observation, when I see that, I just feel like, what a missed opportunity for love. Like, what a sad human that is just walking around, just, lashing out because they're so insecure. And if we can remember that, we won't take this stuff personally when a person strikes out at us or lashes out. It isn't about us. It's about them. Like, they are damn insecure. They're struggling. They're probably flailing around because they've lost their connection with Source, and they're trying to fulfill that sense of connection through things. And that is insanity. It's never going to help us feel better. So I'm going to take a pause and see if anybody else has a question or a comment.
Nope.
Well, why not? I'm just kidding.
Because everybody is aligned.
All right, that's awesome. That is so good. I'm excited to know that day when it comes. Let's all hold that vision. So I was going to read you guys a couple cards I drew for today, and I feel like they're perfect for what we're talking about. One of them is the High Priestess Archangel Haniel, and this is an angel I work with all the time, like the one that helps me with my intuition, helps me to really hear the messages when I'm doing auric clearings. And, like I work with clients in person or remotely. So sometimes when I work with a client far away and they've never met me and I've got all these messages that are coming through, they're kind of like, what the hell's happening? Like, how do you even know that stuff? And what I help them understand is it's not that I, Tanya, know it. It's that I am channeling and opening up to receive messages for that person from their angels. And that's really how it works. And so it doesn't matter if they're right in front of me or if they're thousands of miles away. It works just as powerfully. And the reason I love teaching my mentorships and my empowering classes and why I'm expanding and ready to travel and do retreats is that we all have the ability to do this. We all can tune in, but we have to practice. We have to cultivate this strength. Just like you'd have to work out consistently to feel strong in your body, you have to cultivate the strength with spiritual empowerment as well. You have to work out your psychic muscles. You have to work it out, and you have to practice consistently listening and meditating. And what I love is practicing deep listening, and that's what meditation is for me. It's not, there's different types of meditation. When I teach meditation classes, we will do conscious creation, where we will go in and we will consciously create something, 555. Or there's times where we will just practice deep listening and deep receptivity. And this can be so healing for the body, for the mind, for the soul. When you just feel you've done too much, you're tired, you're overworked, go and just breathe and quiet your mind. Put an eye pillow over your eyes and practice deep listening. And do that every day. Walk in nature and practice deep listening. Really connect with the trees, with the birds, the singing, the wind. Like, don't just be out there on your phones all the time or talking or chattering and on your computers, and all this connection that we're doing with technology can be a tool and a helpful tool. But if we're doing it too much, it can disconnect us from the most important connection we have, which is with our source. So Haniel's the one that came up today. She's saying to listen to your intuition. Have patience. There's that word again. Consider carefully what you want before acting. That's pretty wise. So it says you drew this card because the answers that you seek lie in your feelings and emotions. Trust your intuition and the power of your natural psychic abilities. Pay attention to your dreams and any intuitive messages that you receive as they are accurately guiding you, which was so spot on for me with the dream I had. It turned out to be true. And people are like, wow, Tanya, like that actually is happening. So pay attention to your dreams, guys. Like, a lot of us, when I post my dreams on Facebook, I notice a lot of people chime in and they're like, I'm having dreams like that too. Whoa, weird. And we start to connect and realize the universe is talking, and it's talking to many of us. It's just there's only maybe, a scattered few that are totally deep listening. But what if we all started to deeply listen? This would change everything. And that's it. It's not that hard of a thing to just listen. There's no need to race into action right now. However, instead take time to gain more insight. since things may not be as they appear on the surface. Withdraw from the noise of daily life